G'day folks, Cortezarino here. I'm sitting on top of BC's big blue balls at the moment. that didn't come out right. We're back at the minigame area, the whole theme park. And look what I'm wearing. Can you see it? Can I change my angle? Oh, look at those guys. These Elytra wings took me much longer to figure out than they should have. I was under the impression that you had to double hit the space bar and all this kind of stuff, and I spent about 20 minutes trying to fly and realized I was still wearing my breastplate, which didn't help. But I think I've got it now. So we are going to head off to the future land, because between episodes I've done a bit more building. Now I didn't do the Pac-Man game yet. I will get to that. But what I was thinking I was just focused on games, but so many of the other guys here are doing a lot of builds, like just for the look of the place. So Coop Dizzle's done some amazing stuff over there in Mediville, and you can see there's a huge forest going on over here. So I thought, rather than just do another game, I thought I might just add to the scenery of the place, and I've done that over in Futureland at the Ender Pearl Parkour. So, oh gosh, let's put my feather falling boots on just in case. Let's go. Oh, I'm a pro. Look at this. Look at that sign. BC did that. That's awesome. Oh, can I hit the landing? Well, okay, I've got a bit more practice to do here, but I've got to whip out the flybow soon and try that on for size. And it's nearly night time, nap time, and then we are parkouring. Okay, so the build I did was, it serves no purpose except to look cool, because I thought with this Ender Pearl Parkour, the route takes you way out the back there, outside of the theme park area, and I thought, well, there's nothing cool to look at, so I'll make some futuristic sort of scenery over there. There was a creeper standing over there a minute ago, so I hope he's not still there, because I am not very good at ender pearling, and I think we're going to have a lot of cutting. Yes, I missed it. We're going to have a lot of cutting in this parkour trip till I can figure this out. Oh, I'm going to miss it again. I'm terrible. Alright, we got that one. And what? Back up we go. Okay, I'm definitely on it this time. I'm not going to fall through a gap, am I? No. So, I guess we're going up there. Oh, this is all I'm going to be doing, is missing it and then trying to get back up. Okay. What is that? That's a sign. Oh, hey, that was pretty close. I'm going to call that a good throw. There we go. That's about my skill level for parkour. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Come on. I got this one. I got him. I'm bad at this. You know what? I've probably gone in the wrong direction completely. Can you even make that throw? Oh, there it was. I was supposed to go over there. So it must have been from there to here. And so I probably can't make that throw either, but we'll give it a try. Okay. Oh, I thought I had it. Pearl. Like a pro. Die, Skilly Boons, die. See that, guys? Everyone should go to my shop and get my cool bows. Up we go. 1. Is that a hit? Yes! Go Cortezarino! Uh-oh. Definitely going to run out of pearls. Alright. Now that one. Got him. No. Is there a trick to this that I am missing? Because I'm pretty bad at this, I think. I don't know. Over there. I'm gonna go straight over the top of it. Yes, I've gone over the top of it. Where are we now? No beasties at least. Alright, I'm just gonna run part of this. There's my build over there, and let's just take a quick little shortcut because I cannot parkour. I don't think anyone's ever going to see my build because they won't be able to do the parkour. Hit it. Yes! So here, oh, a bit closer. One more. Don't miss it. Don't land in my wheat field. Oh! that was a pretty terrible throw. Alright, let's just get up there. Okay, made it. So the start of the parkour is way over there, and then this down here is my little tiny build. I thought that was pretty appropriate for future land. Nice crop circle. It's not quite finished, like all the wheat hasn't grown completely, so I've still got some lights over there because that's in a dark spot. But yeah, I think this worked out alright. If you've seen my windmill build, like I had my big building and I built the wheat field just to sell the windmill, just like, you know, why would a windmill be there without a big wheat field? Well, in this one I built the house to sell the wheat field and the tractor, and I put that pond in too. That's man-made. And like, have a look around this area. Like, there's a couple of flattish spots over there, but this is all extreme hills. So I had to do so much terraforming here just to make a spot where I could build this. Like if we head down, let's head down here. So if you get up nice and close to the, there's my boots going crazy. If you get up nice and close, can you see it here? Yeah, the wheat sort of hides it, but there's a gap like underneath there. Like this is all man-made, and it's just like one level of dirt and then nothing underneath. And I had to flatten all of this out, and to get the nice look of the flattened wheat for the crop circles, that's a lot of melons. So I had all these guys growing for ages, and a lot of the wheat's not fully grown because I had to keep knocking it out to get more seeds to plant even more of it. This house, like, I went to a bit of effort in it, but it was really pretty quick to build. Like you can see, there's not a whole lot of detail down here because I don't really expect people to come down and have a look. Never done this before. Like, it's just an exterior. There is nothing on the inside. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. I had to put a floor in, but I felt like, oh, I should put rooms in or something, but no one's ever going to come down here. Bit of leftover junk in my chest. That is so much cyan clay. I used a lot of lapis to get through all this. I made it this colour because I didn't know what kind of house I wanted to build. I knew I wanted it to be a sort of American farmhouse. So I looked up a picture of the house from the M. Night Shyamalan movie Signs, and I based this on that. And it had a sort of bluish tint to it, so that's why I've used the cyan there. So I nearly went a little bit crazy like in my windmill build and started doing custom trees and all of that, but I thought, you know, this is probably enough. Oh, I've got more stuff here. Ooh. Okay. Hey, redstone too. Come here. Forgot you were there. So I'll probably have to wander back here from time to time just to make sure the wheat's fully grown and I can knock out these lights. I had that glitch where, well, it's not a glitch, it's when you don't have enough light and you're trying to plant your seed like it'll plant one, then you plant next to it, and then they both pop out. It's because you can't actually plant a seed where there's not enough light for it, and as soon as you plant next to it, it does a block update, and it just flies out of the ground. So I had to look that up. I'm like, what's going on with my seeds? So this is because of all that land mass up there covering this up. So I'm hoping once this is all fully grown, I can knock out these lights and the wheat will stay. But yeah, so yep, nice little crop circle build. Kind of pointless. Only anyone who's doing the Ender Pearl Parkour will ever see it. But you know, it didn't really take that long. It took me 2 days to do. And the house I kind of just built because I was waiting for melons and wheat to grow. So I thought, I'll build a house. Alright. We are going to head back because we are doing games. We are definitely doing games in this episode. It probably won't be the Pac-Man game on this one, because that's a bit of a big build and I haven't sort of figured out what I'm going to do. But I've had a couple of ideas for really easy sort of to put together games, because I thought you know, the theme park's really coming along, and we've got so many good builds here. Like BC's just done amazing work here in Futureland. Like, oh, you should see underneath this rocket. I'm not going to give it away because I don't think a video's been made on it yet, but oh man, it's so good. I went down there and there were a few dark areas, and I'm looking around and yeah, there was a creeper there, and I ran and I heard the hiss, but no, he didn't blow up, so that was terrifying. So what I'm thinking, this place has got a lot of good builds, but not many really games yet. Like it's got a few over here, like the parkour and the Space Invaders, but there's an actual mini game area, this sort of carnival area over here. And if you've been watching the other guys' videos, you know Muse has got a couple of games over here, and Lurgan's got one, but there's not really much yet. So I just wanted to see if I could smash out a few builds. And the first one I wanted to do, and I haven't worked this out on creative yet because I've got a fair enough idea of how it's going to go, and it's more of a joke really than a game. like it's something people will play once and go haha, and that's it. So but it's kind of like that you know, the build I did where you could refill your water buckets in the nether without having to leave the nether, using the nether portals to spit the buckets through, and they go into an auto refiller and come back. That was a really fun redstone project, and it wasn't too big, and this is kind of the same. It's not going to be too big, and I've got to try and fit the redstone in a really small area, which could be fun, but I need a spot to build it. And because it's just a bit of a joke, I don't really want it in a prime position. So perhaps, yeah, maybe over here, because we're still in the air. Is there enough room here? I don't know. Well, that's one possible area. And I'm thinking about making it in a tent style, so I don't want to be too close to that tent over there. I could put it right here. Yeah, this spot's okay. I might do this one, because I know that's not permanent. Into Sandman. That sounded like Mary Had a Little Lamb for a second. Alright, so I kind of want to do... I don't know what I want to do yet. Maybe I will just quickly jump into creative, because I want to get an idea of the dimensions I'm going to need here, because I don't want to start building right here and then knock into that hill. So, alright, I'm just going to not work out all the redstone, but just jump into creative and figure out how big I want this thing to be. Actually, no, I won't. I'm just gonna go for it. All right, need some. So I'm gonna do it in. Yeah, I'll just force myself to make it a certain size, and then that way we should be good. So, I don't know. Let's just mark out a little sort of, go away here. I better replace some of these torches. So, why don't I have any stone on me? That's ridiculous. I've always got stone on me. Alright, so just a little tent, because I can always put extra redstone underneath if I need to. See you, Killer Dave. Okay, rather than bore you with too much on camera, I will do a bit of work and check back in with you and show you what I'm sort of doing. Oh, I didn't even explain what I'm building here. Like I said, it's a bit of a joke game. You know the sort of like the gypsy tents you can go into, and they got the crystal ball and they tell you fortune or whatever. I want to do something like that, but telling you fortune, oh gosh, how do you do that with redstone? So what I'm going to do is more like the gypsy can tell if you're telling the truth or telling a lie. I'm going to make a lie detector basically. So you'll get asked questions and then you'll answer yes or no, and if you answer untruthfully, you'll get zapped. Now the reason this is a bit of a joke is because how would I know if the answer is true or not? So I'm going to ask pretty basic questions like, I don't know, do you like Minecraft? Yes, nothing happens. Did you wet the bed last night? No, zap. You know, that's sort of it's just going to be a joke. So, all right, I'm going to start building and I'll check back in pretty soon. Alrighty, that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. You know, I had it all figured out in my head, but the problem was sometimes my head doesn't work that well. So I just had a couple of problems. So the first one was like if you get the answer wrong, like you tell a lie, I was going to have you get zapped by having a dispenser with arrows in it right next to you and shooting you. Problem was, I don't know why this is, but like let's say that's the dispenser and you're standing here and then you've got a block there, the arrows will just go straight through you and land in that block. You need to have nothing here for the arrows to actually hit you, which isn't going to work because I'm inside a tent, you know, I've got stuff all around me. So I ditched the arrow idea and I've gone for a crusher instead. I'm just like in the Space Invasion game, I'm probably overdoing the crushers. You know, the arrows was a bit of a better zap, but you know, this will do. The other problem was, and probably the best way to describe it is to kind of explain how this works. So all the questions will be in the form of books. So you just read the book and that'll ask you the question. And to answer it, you just put the book in the yes or the no box. So I was going to have 7 questions and they're all sitting in this chest here when the game's not running. And so when you push the button up the front, a signal comes down this redstone, goes into a pulse extender, which runs around here into that block and will turn off this torch. So all the questions in this chest, and I see I've got birchwood planks here to represent questions. This torch will turn off long enough to allow them all to flow into the game, and then it'll turn back on. So every time you feed, I'm getting stuck. Every time you feed an answer in, they end up back in that chest right there, ready for the next game, and they'll do it in order. Because that's the problem I had, having the questions come through in order. Because I had them originally just running into these droppers. So you sit here and then every time you put your answer in, a pulse will come through and spit up another question for you. But if you do that, these droppers will randomize it. So, you know, I kind of wanted the questions to be just a couple of vague ones, you know, like I said before, like, do you like Minecraft? Yes, boom. And then gradually get more ridiculous and more perverted, you know. So if they're random, then you could end up with 3 perverted questions and then just all boring ones at the end. And I don't want to do that. I want them to just lull you into a false sense of security and then creep you out pretty severely. So I needed them to come in order, which meant I could only have one question in the dropper at a time. So I had to just control the way they came in. So I've got a pretty... Oh, how did I do this now? This is pretty weird. I have literally forgotten how this works. Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, so when you press the start button, like all the questions feed through here because this torch is off. But when it turns back on, it hits that bit of redstone dust, and I can't really see it from here, but I've got a different kind of pulse extender to this one because I wanted a pulse extender that would only last for a little bit of time. So, oh gosh, you can't even see it really, but it's a repeater pulse extender. So it's a really short one that'll, when all the books are in here, it'll just flick that torch off for a second, long enough for one book to travel down to here. And then another one gets stuck in this hopper, and then so that means when you press the button, the books will load up and you got a bit of a delay, but then it'll shoot one book at you. And then every time you answer a question by putting a book in the chest, it'll go into a hopper before it goes in that chest, and I've got comparators on each side that will take that signal and run it down into here and fire the next book up. So let's see, like I've got the birchwood planks in there, but I will hit it and we will wait for a book to come through, which will be a birchwood plank. There we go, got one. So we say, do you like Minecraft? Answers yes. Boom, got another one. And it'll be some other silly question. And then if we say no, ow, got the zap. So it's pretty simple. Like if the answer's yes, you don't get zapped. If the answer's no, you will get zapped. So I'll have to just rig the questions to go along with that. But yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. So what was that, like the fourth one, fifth one? I found you can break the game if you just keep feeding the things in straight away. So did I break the game? No, I think we're good. Let's just check that all 7 are back there. Yep, and they're all back there ready for the next game. So it works. Yeah, it's not the most interesting game in the world, but I love these just little redstone muck around contraptions. Like, these are so much fun to do. Like, my Space Invasion game took a week. This didn't take very long at all. Well, longer than it should have, but now we have to dress it up a little bit. I kind of went outside of my borders of the little tent that I wanted to build, so I tried to lower things down a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. So I want to build a tent kind of like that one over there. I think I'm going to go for a white and blue sort of colour. So I've dyed a few sheep over there blue, but it's going to take a while to build up the wool. So I think what I'll do now is, I haven't even thought of the questions I'm going to do. So I'm just going to muck around dyeing sheep and shearing sheep and get this little tent built up and think of some questions. So this will probably be it for today from me. I will continue this episode probably in a day or two when I've thought of questions that are just creepy enough that I'm going to freak people out, but not so creepy that children can't watch this episode. So, okay, so I will see you later.